Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. RHOBH star Dorit Kemsley was blindsided by her now estranged husband, Paul P.K. Kemsley's decision to separate. The way he went about doing so was what really threw the mother of two off, and she shared her hurt in the Bravo after show. So what did she have to say about the moment he ended it? Keep reading for further details. There had been trouble in paradise for some time between Dorit Kemsley and her husband, Paul P.K. Kemsley. They struggled after the home invasion where she was held at gunpoint and was left with PTSD. P.K. was still in London when it occurred, and as Dorit worked on healing, he still was not around. He spent a lot of time overseas and doing his own thing. That was very hard for Dorit, as she needed her husband around to help her navigate this unfamiliar pain, anxiety, and PTSD. Unfortunately, P.K. mocked Dorit's pain somewhat and questioned if she was being dramatic. There were rumors that they had split, which they debunked, but did acknowledge things were not perfect. As season 14 of RHOBH was in the works, it was alleged that Dorit and P.K. had split. Furthermore, there were rumors she had to come clean about the marital problems or be demoted. She released a statement that they had separated, and it has become a focal point on the show. However, it was not her decision, and said she felt blindsided as P.K.'s sponsor was the one who told her they were separating. On the Bravo RHOBH after show, Dorit Kemsley is speaking with newcomer Bozoma St. John. In the clip, they are watching footage of how Dorit learned about the split, and she was essentially blindsided. P.K. got a sponsor as he was getting sober, and this was a friend of theirs. He used the friend as his mouthpiece and suggested they separate. Learning this information blew Boz away because she knew the sponsor was to advise P.K. but not be a mouthpiece. Dorit Kemsley explained that the sponsor felt they needed to take some time apart, but the question was why this person was involved in this conversation. She shared that P.K. was new in his sobriety, so he was with his sponsor every day. Dorit was grateful for the sponsor being there for P.K. and all they did to help get him on track. However, she and Boz could not grasp the conversation and felt P.K. gave up his accountability by having his sponsor as his mouthpiece. So what did viewers have to say about this situation? One noted that if it was a sober coach, they may be in line with suggesting the couple take time apart. However, most agreed that this was wrong on so many levels and Dorit should not have been blindsided in the way she was. Dorit Kemsley had always prided herself on being in control. Whether it was orchestrating the perfect dinner party for the ladies on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, curating her impeccable wardrobe, or managing her business ventures, she was a woman who knew how to keep things together. But nothing in her life had prepared her for the shock of P.K.'s unexpected decision to separate. It started as an ordinary evening. Dorit was in their lavish Encino home, putting the final touches on a new collection for Beverly Beach when she received a text from P.K. "We need to talk. I'll be home soon." Her heart skipped a beat. Those words were rarely a prelude to anything good. As she paced the living room, waiting for P.K. to arrive, her mind raced through the possibilities. Was he in some sort of legal trouble? Had the financial strain they had so diligently tried to downplay finally reached its breaking point? Whatever it was, she wasn't prepared for the bombshell he was about to drop. P.K. walked in with an uncharacteristically serious expression. The man who had always been full of bravado and charm, who could diffuse any situation with a joke, looked drained. He gestured for her to sit, and when she did, he took a deep breath before speaking. "Dorit," he began, his voice hesitant. "I've been thinking a lot about our marriage, about everything we've been through, and I think we need some time apart." The words hung in the air, suffocating her. She blinked, certain she had misheard him. "What are you saying?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. P.K. exhaled, rubbing his temples. "I love you, but I feel like we've lost each other. We're more like business partners than husband and wife. The stress, the pressure, it's too much. I need to step away and figure things out." Dorit felt the ground shift beneath her. "Step away," she repeated, anger replacing the initial numbness. "You don't just step away from a marriage, P.K. We have children. A life together. How can you make this decision without even talking to me?" P.K. ran a hand over his face. "I am talking to you. I didn't make this decision lightly. I've been thinking about it for months." That admission stung. He had been planning this while she was doing everything she could to hold their family together. While she had been publicly defending their marriage, swatting away rumors of financial troubles and marital discord like flies. It was a betrayal in the cruelest sense. one that cut deeper because she never saw it coming. The cameras had been rolling only days before, capturing the facade of their life. She had smiled, laughed, and talked about how strong their marriage was. How ironic that behind the scenes, the foundation was crumbling beneath her feet. Tears welled in her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. "So that's it?" she asked, voice shaking. "You just decide this? Without counseling, without a fight?" "I have been fighting," PK said, his voice thick with emotion. "In my own way. But I don't want us to get to a place where we hate each other. I think space will help." Dorit let out a bitter laugh. "Help who? Because it certainly won't help our children. You think Jagger and Phoenix won't notice their father walking away?" PK's expression was pained, but he didn't waver. "I'll always be here for them. But I can't be the husband you need right now." The betrayal was complete. Dorit had been blindsided before, by feuds, by scandals, by the vicious rumors that ran rampant within their circle. But nothing compared to this. Her husband, the man who had stood beside her through everything, was leaving. And not only that, he had decided to do so without even giving her a say. The days that followed were a blur. The media caught wind of the separation almost immediately. Headlines screamed about the implosion of Dorit and PK's marriage, with speculation running wild. Had it been the financial strain? PK's rumored gambling debts? A third party? The gossip was relentless, and Dorit found herself droning in it. The Bravo cameras, ever omnipresent, were there to capture it all. Her castmates reacted with a mixture of shock and sympathy. Kyle Richards, still reeling from her own marital woes, pulled her into a tight hug at their next gathering. "I had no idea," she whispered. "Are you okay?" No, she wasn't. But she nodded anyway, because what else could she do? She had 2 children who needed her, a life that wouldn't pause for her heartbreak. Erica Jane, ever the cynic, sipped her cocktail and mused, "Well, at least you'll get a great storyline out of it." Dorit shot her a glare, but deep down she knew there was truth to it. This was reality television gold, and she was right at the center of it. But this wasn't the storyline she wanted. She hadn't signed up to be the woman blindsided by her husband's departure. As the weeks passed, Dorit found herself grappling with an overwhelming mix of emotions. Anger, sadness, betrayal. Each day was a battle. But she also felt something else bubbling beneath the surface: determination. She had spent years crafting an image of perfection, of being a woman who could weather any storm. And she wasn't about to let this be what defined her. During a confessional, with the Bravo cameras trained on her tear-streaked face, she took a deep breath and steadied herself. "I never thought this would be my story," she admitted. "But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that life doesn't always go according to plan. And I may be down, but I'm not out." The season would play out with tension, with confrontations, with moments of heartbreaking vulnerability. Viewers would watch as Dorit picked up the pieces, as she navigated the uncharted waters of single motherhood and newfound independence. And through it all, she would do what she had always done: hold her head high, dress impeccably, and prove that no matter what, she was still standing. PK may have blindsided her, but he wouldn't break her. Not now. Not ever.